What's going on, everybody? It's Nick, also known as the Vita Lover, and today what I'm doing is I'm going to be talking about another press conference that's coming up during the summer, and that is Gamescom. Now, in case you don't know what Gamescom is, it's sort of like E3 for Europe. It's held in Germany every year, I think in Cologne, and it's mostly Western releases. There aren't really any Japanese developers there like there might be at, say, E3. More importantly, though, is that Gamescom in the past has gotten actually some significant Vita announcements announced there. So, for instance, Tearaway was announced there, so was Killzone Mercenary. Last year, there wasn't really that much. They announced a bunch of ports, like the God of War, Sly Cooper. They also announced the Borderlands 2 port, which didn't really do that well, but oh well. So really my point here is that Gamescom has traditionally been better than E3, and if you remember E3 this year, I made a couple of videos on it. It was complete crap for the Vita. I wasn't expecting it to be that bad. So hopefully Gamescom, which has always been a little bit better for Western games for the Vita, will be doing better. Now, my hopes are not too high for Gamescom either, as they were really low for E3. All I wanted from E3 was one big game, and pretty much for Gamescom, it's the same thing. All I want is one big non-Japanese game. So, for instance, there have been several games rumored to be coming to the Vita from Western devs. One includes Infamous Vita, done by Sucker Punch, sort of leaked by Nate Fox. He's also said he'd love to do an Infamous game on the Vita. I think an open world game will always do really well on handhelds because you can jump in at any time. So that's one game I really hope we see. As I said, I want to see one big game, and I'm going to name a couple more games that if I saw any of these, I would say, hey, this has been a successful Gamescom for the Vita. Sort of before I go into it, one thing to note really for the Vita here is all we're getting in terms of third-party support is Japanese games, and pretty much in my opinion Japanese shovelware games that really very few people are going to play, but there is a dedicated audience for. There's a big JRPG audience on the Vita, and without the Japanese market we probably would not be getting anything on the Vita. However, there is a third-party team at Sony right now led by GL Corsair that is supposed to be bringing third parties onto the Vita. Sony's also come out and said they are not really going to be putting as much big first-party resources towards the Vita. So, although there is a rumored Infamous coming to the Vita, I think if there is going to be a big game announcement, it is probably going to be coming in the form of a third-party game. One such game that I think would be plausible, it's supposedly out there, but there have also been articles saying the rumor's not true, there have been Easter eggs about it, is Assassin's Creed Rising Phoenix. Now, obviously nothing's been announced for the game since we don't have an actual game or listing on GameStop or anything like that. Supposedly it has come up on a couple websites in Europe indicating or listed under a PlayStation Vita, so that might be true. There's also an Easter egg in Assassin's Creed 4 Rising, was it Black Flag, in the Abstergo office, so that is plausible. It could be coming to the Vita. But really, all this is speculation, and it's not really clear if it's going to be coming to the Vita. Another thing I've heard is that there might be a Call of Duty coming to the Vita. People online have always been referencing it, saying, oh, there's a Call of Duty coming to the Vita. Well, I don't think there's been anything significant or anything like actually that could prove it that's coming to the Vita, so I personally just dismiss it. Although Call of Duty coming to the Vita probably could work wonders, since Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified is the second best-selling game on the Vita, despite the fact it was made in 3 months. Another possible third-party game is something done by Square Enix. Recently, there was supposed to be was pretty much botched. That Final Fantasy Type 0 HD remake was coming to the Vita. It's actually coming to the PlayStation 4. Shahid, the guy who pretty much blew it, also indicated that he'd be trying to get it on the Vita. I'm very pessimistic that's going to happen, simply because how can you port a game from the Vita on the PlayStation 4 when there's such a big difference in hardware? Anyway, that's sort of my speculation or my hope for Gamescom. Just one big game from either one of Sony's studios or a third party. It's probably going to be a third party studio. Now on to what I think is actually going to happen. I think we're going to have the PS Vita TV and PS Vita 2000 model given a release date, pricing, all that. They sort of already did that at E3 with the PS Vita TV, PlayStation TV. They changed the title, apparently I don't want Vita in there. But for the PS Vita 2000 model, I think we're going to get a release date, since they're clearly trying to sell out all of their PS Vita 1000 models in the States. I think they're also going to announce a lower price than they initially announced. At Gamescom, they announced it would be coming in at $200. It's been a year since then, since they've been trying to phase out the original model. So I think it's actually going to come in at a much lower price. Hopefully they announce it at something around 150, 175, something under 200.
I also think we're probably going to get a Freedom Wars release date in the West. It's already come out in Japan, but I'm not fluent in Japanese, so I'm not going to get it until it comes out in the West. Also, I think we're going to get a bunch of ports, either first-party ports. So, for instance, Ratchet & Clank port, Trilogy port is coming to the Vita soon. Apparently, it's complete crap. You know, I wasn't really expecting that much there. I think also we might get another first-party port coming to the Vita, as well as some third-party ports or maybe HD remakes. Supposedly, there's also a Grand Theft Auto HD remake on the way. Who really knows? I think we're probably going to get one or two of those, and then a bunch of crappy 2D side-scrolling indies shown, which personally I'm not really looking forward to, and I doubt many people are. Anyway, this is the video. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up, comment, subscribe.